Fascinating performances, energy-packed shows and lots of cheer. That's what we bring for you this week on Colours of India. But first, a quick look at the main stories this evening. Time to pull the strings. Gypsy moves, grand traditions and light food to de-stress. Last week, we've had some tough decisions to make. With an array of cultural shows to choose from, we bring you a selected few. And on top of the list are some marionettes and music.
Once again, Dive impressed Delhi with a pan-country cultural get-together. Reviving the forgotten days of childhood, Czech Republic's famous marionette or puppet theatre Karamato presented the Wooden Circus. Founded in Prague in 1997 by artists from Czech Republic, Hungary and Spain, Karamato is a product of their different theatrical experiences. The company follows the classical traditions of European marionette theatre.
One leg, nice shoes and an Italian. And now the second leg. Ow! Ow! It's not funny. What are you smiling at?
So we want to expose people to these multi-art forms, and we want to then sensitize them and engage them and make them interested in their own cultural heritage and in the cultural heritage of other countries.
Setting a stage within a stage, they created a grand circus arena for the puppets. The production adopted cheerful chamber music, thus creating a circus-like ambience. Every puppet used in the show is handmade. Woodwork, costume design and set design are all carefully created. The younger audience giggled at the comic joker and loved the ringmaster and his lion, Rufino.
No. That was fine, but it was only a joke. Now is come the really difficult. Open your mouth. Please silence dangerous moment. More. And nothing happened. Rufino, hey! I washed my head this morning. Oh, well, I never can finish my number. That is terrible. Our new idea is just to keep the old one, let's say the tradition. We are really focused into do the performance, especially the puppetry ones, like it was, let's say, 200 or 300 years ago.
This act was followed by Colombia's music band Cimarron. Cimarron presented Joropo, which is festive dance music from Los Llanos in the territory of Colombia and Venezuela. The group is the most talented llanera group of Colombia. Their music was distinctive because of the use of harp, the maraca and a small guitar called cuatro.
we descend from Spanish settlers, Spaniard settlers, African slaves, and American indigenous. So our music is like a blend of those three roots.
Along with singing, they incorporated tap dancing. Their feet tapping went from easy and slow to unimaginably fast in a split second.
Two different countries put their best foot forward, and the initiative was both enjoyable and educative. Moving on, we have for you an art exhibition which focuses on the concept of relationships. And this is what Neeraj Mitra's Tukur focuses on. Through an exhibition of paintings and sculptures, he explores an artist's take on relationships. Tukur means mirror in Hungarian, and Neeraj believes that each moment is a mirror reflecting our lives. And it is only through relationships that a person is able to introspect and be one with oneself, or as Tukur's narration reads, I with I.
People who are acquaintances, people who are your family members, people who are your friends, people who are just known to you, people who just meet you every day or randomly somewhere or the other. Either they influence you in some way or the other, or you tend to influence them in some way or the other. So the whole crux of the exhibition is this only, Tukur, a tribute to relationship.
All his paintings are faceless faces, depicting the many people we come across or varying shades of self. The color compositions vary from bright to light, describing the tones in life's many situations.
People will come here and try and listen to me what I'm trying to say through my art, and they will get aware and try and spend some time with their family, or with themselves rather. More than spending time with the family, it's spending time within yourself and having an introspect that what kind of person you really are.
His sculptures were made of bronze, and the eye is repeated here. The theme deepens at a juncture where in a sculpture the bronzed self looks at the mirror and sees what he was and what he has become. Neeraj happens to be a singer as well, and as an added element to his exhibition, he has screened a Sufi music video titled Birha. Written by his father, the song is about the longing of lovers and the pain of their separation. It is now time for us to take a small break on Colors of India, but we won't be gone for too long. Coming up, the thriller flamenco and some Indian music. Welcome back. Spanish culture's crowning jewel flamenco is up next. A tradition that is distinctly Spanish but at the same time with a subtle Indian connect.
Flamenco, the cultural export of Spain, is associated with the city of Andalusia, situated in southern Spain. It is a nomadic recreational tradition. The art involves fierce dancing with rapid footwork along with singing and music provided through instruments like tambourines, guitar and wooden castanets. During nomadic explorations, the dance and the style underwent many transitions in collision with different gypsy tribes.
Our main focus is to engage with people of all age groups and to bring serious arts to them, to tell them that there are diverse art forms, not just in our own country, but in all the countries of the world, which are worthy of appreciation, which are worthy of knowing, because you can appreciate only things that you know and that you're exposed to.
As the lights dimmed and the entire auditorium hushed down, it created a dramatic moment for Eva Yerebeuna's act. Spotlight was turned on, and in this setting, Eva depicted deeper feeling like that of love and passion. It also talked about solitude and independence, fantasy and the cold grey reality.
Every year they put together a fabulous exchange of artists from all over the world and people who you would never get to see otherwise. I congratulate them and I wish them many, many years of getting bigger and better.
Flamenco is high on energy, with tremendous foot movement and rhythmic hand clapping, and Eva delivered a performance par excellence. Her bright costumes carried and communicated the energy of her act. The dress worn by a flamenco dancer is called traje de flamenca, and it is mostly long with a lot of ruffles at the bottom.
A beautiful form of tap dance. It's amazing to see the foot movements and everything, and I'm really happy that something like this has now started off in Delhi. You know, ever since I think the last 6 years that this initiative is there, because it's very important that I think people kind of get reconnected with culture, which I felt, you know, at some point that, you know, people don't really spend too much time on these kind of activities.
Between the performance, the crowd was treated to some Spanish music. Like the dance itself, the music also went from high notes to somber tones in an instant.
In In case you're wondering about the subtle Indian connect that we were talking about, then flamenco's history can be traced back to the travelling gypsies of Rajasthan. Now moving on, we have for you some music in the park to warm up the winter night. To celebrate their 50 glorious years, the MMTC organized a Music in the Park show, which was a 2-day cultural festival. Sharing its success with a touch of tradition, the event hosted great cultural maestros.
This initiative done by SPICMACE, the Society for the Promotion of Indian Classical Music and Culture amongst youth. This particular one is a topping on the cake, because the actual cake is what we are doing in schools and colleges. We are taking the great maestros to schools and colleges, and this is done to give it much more visibility what we are doing. So that's why we bring it once in a while, we come to the park and we do it for the general public.
The festival received a perfect opening with the renowned Sarod player Ustad Amjad Ali Khan, a name familiar to the entire classical fraternity. As the duo and the audience settled under the chilly winter night, music became their warmth. Ustad Khan began with a complex rendition on Rag Kedar in Teen Tal, an evening raga. The rag is named after the Lord of Destruction, Shiva.
People always felt that Delhi is not an ideal place for art and culture in comparison to Bengal or Maharashtra or South. But Delhi has changed now, and I think thanks to the Chief Minister, Sheila Dikshit ji, she has created so many cultural events. And thanks to SPICMACE, the students group, they are creating awareness among the students. And seeing the audience today in Nehru Park is very inspiring, it's very encouraging.
Up next was Rag Shuddh Kalyan. Kalyan is a Carnatic music rag, and Shuddh Kalyan is the rag where all the notes are sharp and natural. Ustad Khan was accompanied by Mithilesh and Anuvrat on the tabla, and his disciple Suji Yamamoto on the tanpura. In many instances, the tabla and the sarod entered a rhythmic showdown. This was followed by a composition in Rag Durga. This rag is played during late nights and is at times dedicated to goddess Durga. As music took its course, even the cold winter wind did not bother the ardent, spellbound listeners. A rendition of many evening ragas. What a night! It is now time for us to go on another break, but Colors of India will be right back. Coming up, Southern Delights on Food Trail. Welcome back. Have you noticed how Diwali is never a one-day festival? How the sweets, the savories and the food cooked stretches through the week? Which is why on Food Trail this week we've decided to stay away from all that's heavy, oily and extra sweet. So where does that bring me? A South Indian snack centre bang in the middle of Delhi's Sarkari Ilaka. With the Jantar Mantar on one side and the state houses on the other, this is a busy street, and this snack centre has been in the middle of all the action for 22 years now.
ചീപ്പായിട്ട് ബെസ്റ്റായിട്ട് നീറ്റ് ആൻഡ് ക്ലീൻ ഇതാണ് ഇപ്പോൾ ആൾക്കാർ നോക്കുന്നത്. ഇപ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ സാധനങ്ങൾ നല്ല വൃത്തിയായിട്ട് കൊടുക്കുന്നു, ഫ്രഷ് ആയിട്ട് കൊടുക്കുന്നു. അത് മുമ്പിൽ ഉണ്ടാക്കി കൊടുക്കുകയാണ്. എല്ലാ സാധനങ്ങളും പ്രിപ്പറേഷൻ എല്ലാവരും മുമ്പിൽ വെച്ചിട്ടാണ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്. അത് കാരണം ആൾക്കാർ ലൈക്ക് ചെയ്യുന്നത്. കാരണം എല്ലാ സാധനവും ഫ്രഷായിട്ട് കിട്ടും. പിന്നെ അങ്ങനെ കുറേ ഓടുന്നത് കൊണ്ട് പഴയ സാധനങ്ങളൊന്നും ഇവിടെ ഉണ്ടാവില്ല, അത് എല്ലാവർക്കും അറിയാം. പിന്നെ ദിവസം വരുന്ന ആൾക്കാരാണ്, പിന്നെ അവരുടെ കുടുംബങ്ങൾ, അപ്പോൾ ഇവിടെ ഓഫീസിലൊക്കെ ജോലി ചെയ്യുന്നവർ അവരുടെ ഫാമിലിയൊക്കെ ആയിട്ട് വരും. അപ്പോൾ അങ്ങനെ അവർക്ക് അതായത് വിശ്വസിച്ച് കഴിക്കാം എന്നുള്ളൊരു കടയാണെന്ന് എല്ലാവർക്കും അറിയാം. അതുകൊണ്ടാണ്.
Popular southern tiffin items are served here at the street side snacks factory, which is what a friend of mine likes to call it. They have plain dosa, masala dosa, Mysore dosa, butter dosa, idli, vada, pongal. You know the list. I began with the standard order, 2 idli, 1 vada. The idli is nice and soft. The chutney is also really good. The sambar, I would say, is a little watered down, but then what can you expect when they cook for so many people? And the vada, now that is the killer. It is amazing, it's crisp, it's soft, and it tastes just like it does back home. Pongal, which is a rice-based breakfast item in Tamil Nadu, is also served here. But it is the dosas, Udupi's culinary expo to the rest of the world, which makes this snack corner stand out. These are made to order, served piping hot with or without the masala filling.
Definitely word of mouth act, so just was roaming around and saw a good crowd, so just try to have the food, and the food was really good here. South Indian food I had was really, really good.
I got to know about this from my friend. He was coming here from like so many years, and his father also used to come here, and then he told me about this place. It's really reasonable prices and the quality is too good.
The South Indian Snack Centre is known for their masala dosa, and the dosa is crispy, hot, and the masala inside, the aloo masala, has got the southern flavors bang on. I love it. And if you happen to be here in the evenings, you have to try the Parupu Vada, a fried snack item common in Kerala and known for its long-time association with the Communist Party's meetings within the state. For your sweet cravings, there is the Kesari. It is made using semolina and in the south is served during most auspicious occasions. the dal vade and the rava kesari. Now this is the perfect way to end a meal here at the South Indian Snack Centre. Now when one is deep fried dish and the other is made in desi ghee, you still don't feel the heaviness that is associated with most fried and sweet dishes, which is why I've decided to opt for these two to de-stress post Diwali. Now while I get back to my main food, it's time for you to write to us through our Facebook page. We look forward to hearing from you. Until much later next week, goodbye and take good care.